Okay, I'll tell the Star Ocean Kid story. But to preface this, so I have to talk about like how I feel about Star Ocean, right? So I played Star Ocean 2 late mid PlayStation 2 cycle, even though it was a PS1 game. And it's a pretty janky game in certain ways, but like it's a very lovable game, and I had a really good time, and I was really excited, and I played it like within the span of a week, and luck upon all things, I was so excited because a sequel was coming out, right? Star Ocean 3. I was so pumped, right? And so like I was there day one to pick it up, and then that ties into the Madden story, which is actually a totally different, that would be a huge tangent if I go there. I'll tell that some other time too. And I get Star Ocean 3, and like some people like Star Ocean till the end of time. Usually people who are newer to RPGs. I loathe the game, right? And a lot of people don't like it. And then and that's another story in itself. Bad plot twists, a magic system where you die from magic points. Like the game's got problems, right? But I was very upset with this game. And so Star Ocean Kid, like there's this kid who just shows up in the arcade at school one day. Yeah, the end of time was 3. And then he was just like, so this guy, he would talk about Dojin Fighters, which I didn't know what those were at the game, or at the time, which were like using characters from like, you know, like lesser known like visual novels and like Toho games and stuff like that. And but he would like, but you could tell him like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then he would just keep talking to you. It was like, and then he loved to talk about hentai games, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, have you ever played like Night Maiden Mist 45? And I was just like, no, what's that? And he was just like, oh, it's a hentai game, but nobody plays hentai games. Not me. I don't play hentai games. But anyway, like, there's this one part where you're so-and-so, right? And then, like this kid was crazy about me for some reason, right? But with Star Ocean 3 was his favorite game of all time. Like, that game, like, blew his mind. And just, he would come into the arcade, he would find me, and he would just, Star Ocean 3 is like the greatest game ever made, and then he would just like recount the entire plot over and over again. Yeah, but that's the thing about this kid. I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, the only thing interesting to me about Star Ocean 3 was seeing how long I could play it before falling asleep, right? And then he stopped. And then he was like, but then when you go to the other planet with Nell and you have Fade and Cliff and you're leveling up and you're finding like, and then you get her tri-shot attack, and he would just keep talking to me about it. Me. Like, there's other people in the arcade that liked Star Ocean 3. Like, he could have just talked to them. But he found me. And it wasn't just at the arcade at school. He would show up other places. Like, I'd be at Anime Expo, and I'd go into the arcade, and like I'd finish like a round of Guilty Gear, and I'd look around, and then he was like so this is what I did. I turned around because I was looking for like Joro, or looking for like other friends I was there with, right? And I scanned the whole room, and I realized during my scan, like Star Ocean Kid was standing like right here, like looking right at me, like smiling, wanting to engage me about Star Ocean for 2 hours, the game that like I hated, right? And then I just kept panning and turned completely around and went back and played another round of Guilty Gear. No, he still came after me after that. So later we were or was it a different time? I forget. There was like one point after that I was getting on the elevator, and so me and Joro were getting on the elevator because the arcade was on the 3rd floor of a hotel, that Anime Expo. And as we get on the elevator, Star Ocean Kid gets in the elevator like behind us, right? And then he's like, basically, he's like, "Hey, Joro," right? And I like, no, this was before I saw him in the arcade, and I heard his voice, and I knew it was him. Yeah, this was going to the arcade. And I turned around, and without facing him, I jumped back out of the elevator and left Joro in there with him. And then I ran up the stairs to go to the arcade myself, but I should have figured that he was going to the arcade too. And then he would just, after that, he'd just Eternal Fighter Zero, and which I played later on. I played, like, he was crazy about, like, Eternal Fighter Zero, which was just like this Dojin fighter full of characters I still don't really know, but like I thought it was neat. But he didn't care if you knew what he was talking about. He would just go on and on and on about it. Yeah, like, this was one of the games he loved. I played it later. I mean, it was neat, but like, so it's like, just, you know, 2 years of not knowing what it is, and he's just, I don't know. Maybe he's a sweet kid, you know, and that's just a funny way to, like, think about the story. I don't know, man. That kid was weird. He likely talked to you because everyone else bullied him but you. Oh, right. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. Like, I guess so. God, man, yeah, and that hurts. Because it's like, the quality of engagement in his life must have been so low that my, I don't like what you're talking about. I hate that game. I love it, yeah, but I hate it. Like, was enough quality conversation for him? Ugh. That's so sad. It's just kind of like, and I don't know, like, I've had people like that who are a little socially awkward or a little off, you know, and I would kind of like try to nudge them into, you know, conversation, and nudge them into, and integrate them into, like, the discussions that were all going on, but this kid just did not seem to care. Probably autistic enough, couldn't pick up number social cues. Interactions with everyone were the same. That's a possibility. So why me? Oh, because I guess basically he got razzed all the time at the game store. Oh, really? I didn't like that game store though. Because you're pretty. A guy like that who recites stand-up comedian acts without the delivery. Oh. Yeah, I think somebody like that came by the stream once. He got kind of mad because he didn't believe in spoilers. But I thought everybody was here for my intellect. An oily boy. Think you're young, Snoop Dogg. I don't know. You know, like, the kid really never did anything like mean per se. Just annoying. Like, yeah, I guess Joro would know. Joro probably has a more like wide range, like has a better perspective on it, because he wasn't the one that was just talking about Star Ocean 3 all the time. Like, that literally was my, like, think about how I make fun of Final Fantasy 8 here. Like, that's how I make fun. That's how I made fun of Star Ocean 3 in college. Like, I would just go to the arcade almost every day. I would trash on it, and then he would just talk to me. And he wasn't even in college. He was from like a local high school, and he would come to the college because I think his brother was there or something. How much for them? I don't know. They're probably pretty priceless. But yeah, what's up, Java? Man, I mean, God, Star Ocean 3. It's not that it's like a absolutely miserable game. It's just the plotline is really depressing, and the battle system just has issues. And I mean, like, those are key components of RPG. Even the music for a Sakuraba soundtrack is depressing. But it does have one of my it does have my favorite castle song of all time. I guess the character designs were okay. I don't know. But dying from MP damage, it's like cast magic, dead. Like, what? Probably the in-game's probably fun. Try's games always have a fun in-game, but yeah, it was such a letdown for me. Should have been about, the plot line should have been about this character right here, Nell. Instead, this is about this loser right here, because every RPG had to be about the kid boy at the time or whatever. Well, that's how Star Ocean's usually set up anyway. It just, could have worked. Homeschool for a while, probably. What you had then? No conversation occurs about what's beneath the beanie. What happens in the beanie stays in the beanie. Goes in a toxic world of online multiplayer with that view, he'll be destroyed. He'll be fine. Had a kid in the stream the other day. Favorite streamer, 42 followers, mostly play Destiny. Why? Asking people Destiny noob questions instead of answering him, they call them stupid. Sometimes just talking to somebody is enough. Yeah, you know, that might be it, Ducky. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the kid was annoying, but I thought that was, like, funny, in a way, right? But, I mean, he didn't seem like somebody, he didn't do anything to, like, not deserve, decent human treatment, you know? But, like, yeah, if he got made fun of in the comic book store that I'm thinking of, I didn't like that place either. I went in there once because I heard they had comic games and anime, and I just, like, I stepped in for, like, a second. I saw, like, 2 figures and, like, some magic cards, and just some dudes who just, like, didn't look like that'd be all that fun to be around. I was just like, eh. 7 to 10 before that. After I was solid 3 or 4. Oh, yeah, like the homeschooling will do that. Yeah, well, I mean, getting that amount of social interaction can definitely be... Like, I mean, that's something we kind of underestimate for being active at school. Steel Fox, hello. Hello and welcome. He'll be destroyed? Nah. I mean, the way things kind of bounced off this kid, he would probably be fine in, like, an online toxic environment. I think he could handle it alright. More bothered by him than me? I mean, he didn't talk to anybody else half as much as he talked to me. Like, did he talk to you frequently about something you hated? he would just keep coming. I would see him outside the window. He would see me, and then he would just zero right in on me and where I was at. And it was just... But I guess it's like Ducky said. It's just like the qualities of his interactions were probably so low that, that I was kind of all he had. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. You share zero interest. I did too. I said I hated it. I said it was bad. I said it was bad. You missed an opportunity. That's just like, oh man. It was either this is bad or I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't... Played it and mentioned it to him. Oh, God, you're breaking my heart. Oh, you're breaking my heart. I wonder, what are his parents? Like, that's gotta be something weird with the parents when that happens. Where the kid, the kid just, like... Yeah, because, like, now you mention it, like... I don't know, autism could have been a possibility. If not, it was just kind of like... Somebody wasn't doing something for that kid.